What's good, everybody? Welcome into our weekly golf-only episode of The Early Edge. We are powered, as always, by SportsLine. I, of course, am the coach. And every week right here, we detail in 10 minutes or less the next stop on the PGA Tour. This week is the Wells Fargo. That's right, from Charlotte, North Carolina, live on CBS. Now, Charlotte, as everybody knows, is the home of the nature boy, Ric Flair. Woo! So, without further ado, let's welcome in a jet flying, limousine riding, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, son of a gun. You know him as Rick Gehman. I know him as Rick G. Or as I said to The Rock one time, what up, G? Hey, Rick Gehman, what up, G? How are you this week, sir?
Coach, I'm honored. That was like the best intro I've ever received anywhere in the world. I'm on cloud 9 right now. This is spectacular. I'm stoked. I'm here to be with you on a Tuesday, as we tend to do. This is a lot of fun.
Now, we tell people, and you're very welcome. It's rare that you get included in the sentence with The Rock and Ric Flair.
For sure.
I get it. It's all right. It's all right. Now, every single week we preach you, educate, entertain to the good folks at home. Am I right? Now, sure. The bread and butter of where people are going to make their money, head-to-head matchups. Last week, Valspar Championship, you hit both, and we were done by Friday. That had to feel good.
Certainly did, and 4 in a row is where we're at in the head-to-head matchups here, and that's the goal. We're just going to continue to try to roll out all these head-to-heads. That's where the money is to be made, and then of course we're gonna sprinkle in some props and some outrights. And if you hit one of those, you're just kind of building the bankroll. That's considered gravy. But the bread and butter, where we're going to win and where we're going to beat the books, is through these head-to-head matchups.
All right, in 60 seconds or less, describe what the good folks at home should be looking towards this week at a very difficult golf course. It's a major venue, or has been a major venue, and has a major type field to it as well.
That's right. It's Quail Hollow Club, played host to the 2017 PGA Championship. That's the year that Justin Thomas won, and it's played host to this event every other year since the inception of the Wells Fargo Championship. And this course is long. It's the longest par 71 that we have on the PGA Tour. It plays to about 7,500 yards on the scorecard. They can stretch it out to about 7,600, and history shows that if you are long off the tee, if you're able to gain strokes with your driver, you are at a significant advantage. The par threes, 3 of them play over 200 yards. The fourth between 180, 195, depending on where they want to put it over the course of the day. And of course, the green mile, the final 3-hole stretch, that is the most difficult 3-hole closing stretch that we have on the PGA Tour. Guys are going to get on 16T, coach. They're going to grab the steering wheel. They're going to be white knuckling it, trying to get it into the clubhouse. Anything close to even par over those 3 holes would be a spectacular score. So it's going to be a lot of fun this week.
It really, really is. And rare is the time that really you lean towards bombers and you say distance is a severe advantage. I think this is one of those courses that distance is a severe advantage for a player. Okay, let's jump right in with our first 2 head-to-heads, or first 2 bets, which are head-to-heads for the week. What are you looking at, Rick?
Sure. So I'm going to start with Sungjae Im over Max Homa. Sungjae Im minus 105 in this matchup, and it's certainly not a knock against Max Homa. I love his game, but odds makers have this habit of taking the defending champion and shortening his odds almost a little too far. I don't need to bet Max Homa here at Quail Hollow. I can bet him at a lot of places. We've seen his success is translating from course to course, so I'm not going to fall into this trap and take the Homa side. I'm going to take the Sungjae Im side. He has been phenomenal off the tee. He's been phenomenal with the putter. He's starting to turn the tide, come around a bit with his irons and his wedges, and he's only minus 105. I'm going to take that side of it. And then I am going to eat the chalk here. Joaquin Niemann minus 125 over Abraham. Answer to me on paper, this is a really perfect setup for Joaquin Niemann. Most people don't realize how long he is off the tee. He's one of the top 15 longest players that we have on the PGA Tour. He's in a stretch of golf where he has earned 17 made cuts in a row. It's the second longest streak that we have on tour, behind only Jon Rahm. I mean, everything points to Niemann. Even the way he hits the ball, a natural draw, plays well at Quail Hollow. So I'm happy to lay the minus 125 and take him over Abraham Answer.
And there is a reason the number that is the way it is. A lot of books make Joaquin and Abraham Answer, they matched them up a lot of weeks. They were matched up last week in tournament matchups that you could play because their games are so even and they play so much alike. All right, I want a couple of props that aren't winners that I can look at and say, listen, I've got some plus money there that I really like. What are you looking at?
Fair enough. Let's start with Bubba Watson to finish inside the top 10. Again, this is a driver's course. Bubba known for that driver being able to hit it a long way, gain strokes off the tee, and he's been playing well. We saw him make a deep run at the match play until he ran into the buzzsaw that was Brian Harman there in the Sweet 16. He also played well last week at the Valspar. Things starting to trend in the right direction for Mr. Watson. And then I'm going to go with Matt Jones to finish inside the top 20. That's plus 333. Matt Jones is having a spectacular year. He won at the Honda Classic earlier this season. Since the start of the 2021 calendar year, he is gaining strokes in all four major categories, which is just an easy way to say he's solid. There are no deficiencies in his game. There's not one thing that he's relying on a weekly basis. And when you have a floor like Matt Jones does, it doesn't take much to creep into the top 20 of any event. I think this is a good spot for him to do just that.
I put Matt Jones on my first cut betting card as the top Australian because you got pretty good plus odds there. And for all the good points that you just made, he's a really good, smart play right now. And he's also the fastest player on the PGA Tour. So players learn from him. Learn from him. Okay, speaking of learning, every week we tell you to sprinkle a little bit on a couple of winners. This means a percentage of your normal bet. Never, and I repeat, never, unless you don't want to bet very much on golf, bet a full unit size on a winner. Never. But I got two that I think you're onto something this week, Rick. Give them to me. Let's go.
All right, Joaquin Gehman. We'll just start there. He's 30-1. I've already spoken about how highly about what I think of him this week. It's just a perfect fit. He's playing well. We've seen him pile up top 10s in the last 15 or 20 starts for him, and I think it's just a matter of time before he adds another victory to his resume. And then the one I'm kind of most interested in here is it's Rory McIlroy. It's 20-1. And listen, I know there are no other books in existence besides William Hill, Coach, but if there were, William Hill would still have the best odds on Rory McIlroy. He's 20-1. It's a really strong number. And we know he's been struggling, but he's had a couple of weeks off since the Masters. He now has an official relationship with a swing coach. We know he's been working hard over the past couple of weeks to get that driver back in check, figure out that wedge game. And there is no better get right spot than Quail Hollow. He is absolutely dominated here. He is a two-time champion. He holds the tournament scoring record. He holds the record for largest margin of victory. And if he wins, or when he wins again, Coach, we are never going to see a number like this again. He's going to be back down with Jon Rahm and Bryson DeChambeau and Justin Thomas at 10, 11-1. I want to be early on Rory McIlroy, and this feels like a really good spot to be early.
I've been trying to figure out a way to do what you just did, and I'm going to steal that. And for those people who don't know what I'm talking about, we're just going to leave that alone. Very, very smooth, by the way. I could see Rory either blowing the field out or missing the cut.
Right.
But that's what makes this so fascinating. And rare is the time, really probably in the last 5 years since golf betting has been a big thing, that you're going to see a +2 anything behind Rory's name. So to your point, take a flyer. Take a flyer because if he gets connected, he can run away with this field. We've seen him do it before at this course. Okay, we're up against it. Grab your paper, grab your pencil. Here is the recap courtesy of the jeweler. Our head-to-heads this week. Sungjae Im -105 over the defending champion, Max Homa. Then Joaquin Gehman -125 over Abraham Answer. Both of these cats, I believe, are due for a win at any point. Then our props. Bubba Watson, top 10, +550. Love that number. He's trending in the right direction. And then Matt Jones, top 20, +333. Then just a little sprinkle on a couple of winners. Rory McIlroy to win, +2,000, or Joaquin Gehman to win at +3,000. You've got your marching orders. Let's take 5 of these 6 tickets straight to the pay window for Rick Run Good. Rick G for the jeweler. I'm the coach. Remember, this is the only place for your weekly golf early edge. Good luck.